Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the June 12th meeting of the Memphis and Shelby County Land Use Control Board. My name is Mary W. Sharp. I will be serving as your chairperson today. We will begin this morning's meeting with a roll call. Mr. Penzis, would you please proceed?
Mr. Gill.
Here.
Mr. McKinnon.
Here.
Mr. Thomas.
Here.
Mr. Tolles.
Here.
Ms. Wilbanks.
Here.
Mr. Winter.
Here.
Vice Chair Lyles Wallace.
Here.
And Chair Sharp.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I would like to remind you that copies of today's agenda are located at the right front podium if you need them. If you wish to be a speaker on any case that is on today's agenda, please fill out the attendance card, speaker's card, located at the front podium. Once you have filled out the card, please bring it up front and hand it to one of our DPD staff members located at the left podium. When that agenda item is called, you will be given an opportunity to speak. At this point, I would like to read our conflict of interest statement. The adopted policy of the Land Use Control Board requires that any member of the board recuse himself or herself from any participation in the discussion or voting on any matter on the meeting's agenda in which he or she may have direct or indirect personal interest. The member shall vacate his or her seat during deliberation on any matter from which they have recused themselves. An abstention may substitute for recusal for the purposes of maintaining a quorum. I would now like to get the approval of our minutes from the last meeting. May I please have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I assume we're ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll now have some remarks from Mr. Chip Saliba.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm here today to speak on behalf of the Division of Planning and Development to let everyone know that this is James Tolles' last Land Use Control Board meeting. I am fortunate as a staff member to have, I think, known James the longest and have enjoyed my time with him in association with him. James, I went back and looked in the records, and I know you've been here well over 20 years. I think at least 22. You can correct me.
No, that sounds right. I was appointed the first time by Mayor Harrington, so it's been about 20 years.
And I just want to say that you have provided that many years of service on this board and actually helped us out on some other boards when we needed your assistance. Thank you for your wisdom and your leadership and your experience that you brought to the board, to our staff, and to citizens of Memphis and Shelby County. We're going to miss you. It's a sad day for me. It may be a happy day for you. We at least have a very short agenda for you. So.
Guess I'll have to find a way to spend my time on the second Thursday now. But Chip, thank you. I like to say I'd like to use this opportunity to thank you, the staff, and I appreciate working with you guys over these years and also serving on the board with the members here. And as I looked around and I was thinking about how long I'd been on the board, and I don't see anybody on the board now that was on the board when I came in. So I guess it's a good time, and I guess I will be replaced by a great guy, I understand, to do that. It's been good just being part of the decision-making process. You know, this is always good when you can do that and overseeing the development and growth of the community in the city and Shelby County. So I'm really appreciative of that, and I appreciate working with you guys. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to say a little something. Mr. Tolles, you have all the qualities of a great leader: integrity, self-awareness, courage, respect, empathy, and of course, dedication. And I've looked up to you. You were the chairperson when I came on the board. I looked up to you. I emulated you. I even stole some of your little gestures like, does anybody have any questions?
All right, thank you.
And also, Valentine's Day. He gave us ladies Valentine's candy every Valentine's Day, and that's where I stole that from. So I'd like to say, somebody said it couldn't be done when he with a chuckle replied, well, maybe it couldn't, but he surely wouldn't be one to say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face if he worried he hit it, and he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Who would have known that you would be here 20 some odd years and doing such a wonderful job? And I'd like to thank you for your dedication, thank you for your tenacity, and thank you for your encouragement.
All right, thank you, Chair Charles. All right, man.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. We got, anybody else? Okay. Okay. Mr. Penzis, may I get a secretary's report from this month and an explanation of today's procedures?
Yes, ma'am. At the beginning of today's meeting, we'll establish a consent agenda for those items where no one in the audience or on the board is requesting an individual public hearing. After the consent agenda is established and approved, we'll move on to the regular agenda. For each case on the regular agenda, the DPD planner will give a presentation. This will be followed by the applicant's presentation and any testimony from any others who support the application. The applicant and supporters will be given a total of 10 minutes. Following each speaker, the chair will ask the board members if they have any questions for that speaker. Next, the opposition will be given a total of 10 minutes to present their case. Following each speaker, the chair will ask the board members if they have any questions for that speaker. Finally, the applicant will then have a 3-minute rebuttal period under the same rules. Following all presentations and after all parties have been heard, the chair will ask the board members if they have any additional questions of anyone who spoke. Then the chair will close the public hearing portion of the case, entertain a motion on the matter, discuss, and then vote on the application. If any applicant or speaker would like to be heard after the conclusion of the public hearing portion of the case, or if a board member wishes to hear any additional testimony from any party for additional clarification, a motion will be needed to be made along with a second, and then a 2/3 affirmative vote of the board is required to reopen the public hearing portion of the agenda. If the public hearing is reopened, both the applicant and opposition will be allowed an equal amount of time to provide additional testimony. After the additional comments, the board will close the public hearing portion of the case and deliberate and take a final vote. Again, if any member of the audience wishes to provide testimony in support of or in opposition to a case, he or she will need to fill out a speaker's card. These are available at the front podium. Speaker's cards are not required of applicants since their names are already part of the record. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you again, Mr. Penzis. The board is a supporter of community involvement, and we welcome neighborhood comments and feedback. We are respectful of the fact that many of you have taken off work or adjusted your schedules to be here today. But we ask that your comments please be made within the time frame allowed. If there are multiple speakers, please try not to be repetitive so as to make the most of your side's 10-minute time allotment. Lastly, I'd like to ask you to silence your cell phones so as not to interrupt or disturb anyone during today's meeting. Now I'd like to move to the consent agenda. With our procedures now explained, I would like to introduce to my right Ms. Lisa Wilbanks, who will be this morning's consent agenda person. Ms. Wilbanks will read items 1 through 8 as a consent agenda. Once the consent agenda is read, if you wish to discuss one of those items individually, please come forward and give us the item number, and we will pull that case. We will then vote on the remaining consent agenda items as one vote, and following the vote, we will hear the cases that were pulled individually. Ms. Wilbanks, would you please proceed?
Yes, ma'am. Item number 1, case PD 2025-002, Oak Haven Parkway Village area. The request is amendment to PD 06-349 to add additional land for storage located at 3021 East Shelby Drive. Staff recommendation is hold for 1 month. Item number 2, case PD 2025-003 in the University area. The request is a single-family attached and detached land development at 3806 Poplar Avenue. Staff recommendation is hold for 1 month. Item number 3, case S 2025-023 in Core City. The request is an 8-lot residential townhouse major re-subdivision located at 1362 Monroe Avenue. Staff recommendation is hold for 1 month. Item number 4, case MJR 2025-015 in unincorporated Shelby County. The request is a major modification to allow a convenience store with gas pumps and reduce the residential density in Area 1 located at 0 East Shelby Drive, the northeast corner of Forest Hill Irene Road and East Shelby Drive. Staff recommendation is a hold. Item number 5, case PD 2025-006 in the university area. The request is an amendment to 87-312 to include additional land and residential and commercial uses located at 4465 Poplar Avenue. Staff recommendation is hold for 1 month. Item number 6, case SAC 2025-002 in South Memphis. The request is an alley closure of approximately 1,200 square feet located on the west side of 1051 South 3rd Street. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Item number 7, case SUP 2025-010 in Raleigh. The request is a special use permit to allow used vehicle sales in the commercial mixed-use 3 district located at 5536 Summer Avenue. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Item number 8, case SUP 2025-011 in Forest City. The request is a special use permit to allow a full-service hotel located at 436 South Front Street. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. That is our consent agenda.
Thank you very much. And so we haven't pulled any item numbers to be heard, is that correct? Okay, so the items on the consent agenda will now be voted with 1 vote, subject to the recommendation of DPD. If the consent agenda is approved, we will be finished. By voting on the consent agenda, each board member is affirming that he or she has read the staff report and agrees with its findings and where applicable, its recommended conditions. Can I get a motion, please?
Yes, move to approve item number 1, case PD 2025-002. Item number 2, case PD 2025-003. Item number 3, case S 2025-023. Item number 4, case MJR 2025-015. Item number 5, case PD 2025-006. Item number 6, case SAC 2025-002. Item number 7, case SUP 2025-010. Item number 8, case SUP 2025-011.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions or is there any discussion? Hearing none, I assume we're ready to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, do we have any further announcements from our illustrious leaders?
No, Madam Chair.
No? No announcement? Okay, well, this is one of the shortest meetings I've ever been in. Meeting is adjourned.